There are two types of strength in this world. The first is the kind everyone recognizes, power that demands attention, that announces itself with thunder and lightning, that seeks acknowledgement and validation. Then there's the second kind, the strength that walks in shadows, the kind that carries burdens in silence, the kind that makes sacrifices no one will ever fully understand. I've learned that true heroes rarely receive parades. The greatest among us often carry the heaviest burdens without complaint, make the hardest choices without recognition, and walk the loneliest paths without wavering. On the surface, choosing the harder path seems foolish. Why endure pain when comfort is available? Why choose silence when you could defend yourself? Why sacrifice when no one will ever know? But today, I want to talk about what it truly means to walk a righteous path, to make the difficult choices that no one will thank you for, to sacrifice everything you love for something greater than yourself. Because sometimes the right path isn't the easy one. Sometimes it's shrouded in darkness, paved with pain, and walked alone. People live their lives bound by what they accept as correct and true. That is how they define reality. But what does it mean to be correct or true? Merely vague concepts. Their reality may all be an illusion. These words reveal the first and perhaps most important lesson. True wisdom begins with seeing beyond illusions. The world is full of comfortable lies and convenient half-truths. Society rewards those who embrace these illusions, who play their assigned roles, who never question the foundations beneath their feet. The first step on the right path is often the hardest, seeing reality as it truly is, not as you wish it to be, seeing beyond your own desires, your own comfort, your own needs. This clarity of vision is both a gift and a curse. It allows you to see the right path, but it also forces you to acknowledge when that path leads through darkness. In your own life, how often do you choose comfort over clarity? How often do you look away from difficult truths because facing them would require action? How often do you choose the easy illusion over the painful reality? The greatest wisdom begins with the courage to see clearly, even when what you see breaks your heart, even when what you see demands sacrifice. Because without this clarity, you're not choosing your path at all. You're simply drifting along the current of comfortable illusions. Even if it's only as an obstacle for you to overcome, I will always be there for you. Sometimes protecting what you love means becoming what they hate. History is filled with individuals who chose the harder path, who stood alone against the crowd, who endured hatred and misunderstanding because they saw something others couldn't see. They could have chosen the easy path. They could have gone along with what was expected. They could have preserved their reputation, their relationships, their comfort. Instead, they chose to bear the burden alone, to become the villain if necessary, to be hated by the very people they were protecting, including those they loved most. Think about your own life. How often do you make decisions based on how others will perceive you? How often do you choose the path that will win you approval, even when you know it's not the right one? The hardest paths are often walked alone. They require you to stand firm when everyone is against you, to believe in your purpose when no one else can see it, to endure judgment, misunderstanding, even hatred, without the comfort of validation. True courage isn't about fearlessness in battle. It's about the strength to stand alone with your convictions, to be misunderstood, to be vilified, to sacrifice not just your life, but something far more precious, the love and understanding of those you care about. Self-sacrifice. A nameless warrior who protects peace from within its shadow. True sacrifice isn't about dying for what you believe in. It's about living with the pain of your choices. We often think of sacrifice in terms of a moment, a heroic death, a grand gesture, a dramatic choice. But real sacrifice isn't complete in a single act. It's only beginning. The true sacrifice is living afterward, carrying the burden, enduring the hatred, working from the shadows for a peace you may never personally enjoy. In your life, are you willing to make sacrifices that no one will ever applaud you for? Are you willing to give up not just comfort or advantage, but recognition itself? Are you willing to plant trees whose shade you'll never sit under? Real sacrifice isn't about martyrdom or recognition. It's not about being seen as noble or righteous. Real sacrifice is often invisible, thankless, misunderstood. The measure of your sacrifice isn't what you give up. It's what you're willing to endure afterward. No matter what darkness or contradictions lie within my path, I am still who I am at my core. Despite everything, the challenges, the pain, the exile from comfort, the greatest among us never stop loving, never stop protecting, never abandon their purpose. This reveals perhaps the most profound lesson. Love isn't a feeling. It's a commitment that transcends circumstance, comfort, and even reciprocation. The deepest love isn't about receiving. It's about giving when there's nothing to gain. It's about protecting even when you're misunderstood. It's about sacrificing your own happiness for something greater. This kind of love doesn't ask, "What will make me happy?" It asks, "What is needed, regardless of the cost to me?" In your own life, how do you define love? Is it a warm feeling, a mutual exchange, or is it a force strong enough to endure hatred, misunderstanding, and solitude? The greatest love often looks nothing like what we expect. It doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always bring joy. Sometimes it requires carrying a burden so others don't have to. Sometimes it means becoming the villain in someone else's story so they can be the hero of their own. I failed. I won't put myself above you and tell you this and that. It's too late. Even the greatest among us recognize their imperfection. Their path isn't flawless. Their choices aren't without consequences. Their wisdom isn't absolute. And that's the final lesson. The right path isn't perfect. It's just right. You will make mistakes. You will doubt yourself. You will wonder if the sacrifices were worth it. The burdens will feel too heavy to bear. But your worth isn't measured by perfection. It's measured by purpose. So stand firm when the easy path tempts you. Find the courage to see clearly, even when the truth hurts. Be willing to walk alone, misunderstood but resolute. Sacrifice not for recognition, but because something matters more than your comfort or reputation. And above all, let love, not for yourself, but for something greater, guide your choices. The right path isn't the easy one. It never has been. It never will be. But as this video teaches us, it's the only path worth walking. Because in the end, it's not about how others remember you. It's about what you protected, what you preserved, what you made possible for those who would come after you, even if they never know your name, even if they never understand your sacrifice, even if you walk that path alone, in shadows, until the very end.